ahead when you understand that the Old Testament is a shadow of what was to come. A group of people claiming to be followers of God who have sold themselves into the world and are cheating on God with the world. That's why he's establishing with these verses. See, here's your shadow. Micah 3:11. Her leaders judge for a bribe, her priests teach for a price, and her prophets tell fortunes for money. Yet they look for the Lord's support and say, is not the Lord among us? No disaster will come upon us. Now, again, they are selling their souls and selling their birthright and selling their relationship with God for the things of the world. Their motives are impure. Their purpose is not God, it's self. And it's just like Israel. Jeremiah, let's see here. Does he go on? No, I shouldn't have read Micah yet. Let's read on. He says, the so-called churches have also sold themselves to another lord. Then he says, and have built their own kingdoms on this earth. They have even made a covenant with one another and rejected their Lord, his rightful place. Now, I've got to explain to you what he means by this, and I've been studying this. Now, I like this. It built their own kingdoms on earth. That's true. I preach that all the time. It isn't about God's kingdom. It's your own kingdom. You're building your own kingdom. Every day you wake up, and 90% of your day is spent on earning so that you can build and grow your own kingdom, not God's. And that's a fact. Matter of fact, most people come, they throw $10 in the pot and go right back to they're paying their mortgages and they're not involved whatsoever in the work of the Lord and helping the poor, helping those that are in need, even those among us who are in need. We have some among us who are suffering and are poor and are in need, but no one ever reaches out to help those people. Nobody. Well, just about nobody. I can't say nobody. I'm sorry. There are a couple, but just about nobody. And these people are too invested in their own kingdom. Now, we're running out of time here. Didn't get very far, did I? But I think what I'll do is read out the rest of this. But my friend here gets into the idea that the church, now here's how I've been wording it, the church, this separate entity that is fake, consists of many different denominations. Remember we talked Sunday about the tree of denominations, but all wrapped up into one model, which is called church. And he uses different terms for this. He'll use the terms corporations. He talks about 501c3s and how registered these churches register themselves under the government and become one through that registration, 501c3. Brother, I know you're listening. As I go through your article, comment below, please, to explain what you mean here. If I say something wrong, I don't want to misquote you. But he says they've made a covenant with another, rejected their Lord, his rightful place. They have sold themselves to Caesar and have corrupted themselves with their non-profit corporation status. And yet ask this question, how have we corrupted ourselves? Yet many say they will ride this beast and milk this cow as long as they can. And so people come under the 501c3. They register themselves, putting themselves underneath the government and in conjunction with one another, the Baptist, Lutheran, Methodist, whatever. Throw yourselves all in that same boat and come under the government and submit to the government things that, tax returns, all that, people getting their money back for their taxes and through the government that goes to God and all that. He really gets deep into that stuff. Some are so smug, he says. Some are so smug, saying, we are the true church, and are not like the denominations. Yet they are like them and run after them in their folly, and have joined unto them in the same covenant with Caesar, that even the godless have joined. Therefore, being partakers of their sins and iniquities as well, and he's got Bible verses for all this, their true name is Corporation of Caesar. He says, don't believe me? Check out the paperwork. It's in black and white. They are Caesar's corporation, not the Lord's quote-unquote church. You can only have one master and one Lord. Now, I'm studying this all out with what my buddy has to say. I don't want to mention his name. I don't know if, he wants his name attached to that or people questioning him. Or if so, go ahead and throw it down in the comments, man, and where they can read your other stuff and all that, and talk to you on there. But I'm studying this out. I don't just believe what people tell me. I'm trying to understand where he's going with this and studying it out. And I'm very thankful to the man who's helped me to understand a lot. But again, I've got some studying to do to see if I agree with what he has to say here and where he's going with this. He says, yet the watchmen are blind, they are ignorant, they all are dumb dogs, they cannot bark, sleeping, lying down, loving to slumber. And that's a quote from the Bible in the book of Isaiah. The watchmen are blind, they're ignorant, they're dumb, they don't bark, they're sleeping, lying down, and loving to slumber. Yet God has sent his messengers to warn. He set true watchmen to blow the trumpet, but his people refused to listen. It's high time that the people of God awake to true righteousness and true holiness and start worshiping the Lord in spirit and truth instead of in the spirit and falsehood. Will the true watchmen step up and blow the trumpet? Will the saints, the holy ones of God, separate themselves, make a clean break from the God of this world and the children of disobedience and wrath, and walk worthy of the Lord? And he ends with this. He says, of a truth, only a few will. And that's a fact. All right, so I have printed this article off there. I have it over my office. And if you want a copy of this article, you can get it through me. Just contact me and I'll get it to you. Otherwise, you can get it online, and I'll allow my friend who wrote this article to put his link in there so that you can click on it and go straight to his blog where he wrote this article and read some more on these things. So study, study, study to show thyself approved unto God. Make sure what you believe and what you are being taught is true. And let's get serious about God. It's time to restore ourselves back to the New Testament, back to the Bible, and leave and separate ourselves from this thing that has set itself up as if it is from God, which claims rulership over everything that is about Jesus and claims to be of Christ, and get away from it and do it exactly the way it is written in God's Word. All right, and if you have any questions for me, just give me a call and love to talk to you. All right, thank you all. Goodbye.